Namaste students. So in the previous class we discussed about the case of free fall and acceleration due to gravity. So today we will discuss how the value of acceleration due to gravity will increase or decrease. It means what? Variation of acceleration due to gravity. So the variation of acceleration due to gravity with respect to radius of the earth. Fine. So as you know that the formula of acceleration due to gravity is that G is equals to capital G m upon r square. At first, so you have to clear that what is the difference between small g and capital G. The small g is what? Is the acceleration due to gravity. Fine. And capital G is what? Universal gravitational constant. Fine. It is clear to you. This capital G is what? Universal gravitational constant, and the value of capital G is what? 6.67 into 10 raised to power minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. Fine. It is clear to you. So now you know that this G is what? Gravitational constant. M is what? Mass of the earth, and you know that mass of the earth is what? Constant value. It will not decrease, never increase. And this R is what? Radius of the earth. In our previous case, we consider that earth is what? Earth is spherical in nature. Spherical means radius around the all axis. मैं कहीं से भी radius measure करूँ बच्चे, the radius should be same. So you know that this line is what? Equatorial line. So here radius is what? RE, and this line is what? Pole line. Here radius is what? RP. It means in the case of that earth, if we consider that earth is a sphere, then radius of pole is equals to the radius of equator. But this is not true. Earth is not a spherical in nature. Earth is what? Flattened at the pole. Fine. Earth is not flattened at the pole. It means it is what? It means like this shape. It means the radius of equator. It means the radius of equator is greater than radius of pole. And you know that the value of acceleration due to gravity, this follow the inverse square law rule. Fine. Inverse square law rule. RULE. Fine. Inverse square law. So now in this inverse square law rule, we have what? G as constant, M as constant, and we have equal to sign. It means constant and equal to sign converted into proportional sign. Fine. And we have what? 1 upon r square. Now here I am radius. I am having radius. It means there should be a variation in radius. It means if we change the value of radius, then the value of gravity will change. So how? See here. If I am talking about here equator radius and pole radius, and you know that in case the radius of equator बच्चे, the radius of equator will greater than radius of pole. तो radius of equator क्या होता है? बड़ा होता है pole से. Inverse square law क्या कहता है बच्चे? That gravity is 1 upon r square. If we have a denominator, और denominator अगर बड़ा होएगा तो overall value क्या हो जाएगी? Small होएगी. It means radius of equator is greater than radius of pole. Fine. It means क्या होएगा बच्चे यहाँ से? Which implies that the gravity, the value of gravity at equator, the value of gravity at equator will less than the value of gravity at pole. I hope this concept is clear to you. अगर नहीं क्लियर हुआ एक बार हिंदी में सुनो. अगर रेडियस ज्यादा हो, सपोज यहाँ पे मैंने क्या करा, रेडियस ऑफ इक्वेटर ज्यादा है बच्चे रेडियस ऑफ पोल से. फाइन. और ग्रेविटी किस रूल को फॉलो कर रही है? इनवर्स स्क्वायर लॉ रूल को. इट मींस 1 अपॉन r स्क्वायर. सो हियर रेडियस बच्चे डिनोमिनेटर में, एंड यू नो अगर डिनोमिनेटर बड़ा हो गया तो ओवरऑल वैल्यू छोटी हो जाएगी. फाइन. अगर डिनोमिनेटर छोटा है तो ओवरऑल वैल्यू क्या होगी? ज्यादा होगी. सो हियर इफ आई कंपेयर the value, the radius of equator will greater than radius of pole. It means whose radius is greater? इक्वेटर का रेडियस बड़ा है, तो जिसका रेडियस बड़ा उसकी ग्रेविटी की वैल्यू क्या होगी? कम होगी. फाइन. सो इट मींस द वैल्यू ऑफ एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी एट इक्वेटर इज लेस देन द वैल्यू ऑफ एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी एट पोल. तो मैं कुछ ऐसा लिख सकता हूं क्या कि द वैल्यू ऑफ ग्रेविटी विल मिनिमम एट इक्वेटर and the value of gravity is maximum at pole. लिख सकता हूं कि नहीं लिखता हूं? देखो भाई, ग्रेविटी किसकी? एट पोल इज ग्रेटर देन द ग्रेविटी एट इक्वेटर. तो मैंने वो वही लिखा, द ग्रेविटी ऑफ एट पोल बच्चे इज मैक्सिमम एंड ग्रेविटी एट इक्वेटर इज मिनिमम. इट मींस इफ वी कम फ्रॉम पोल टू इक्वेटर, कहां से कहां रहो? पोल से इक्वेटर की तरफ, तो ग्रेविटी की वैल्यू क्या होगी बच्चे, डिक्रीज होगी, क्या होगी, डिक्रीज। सो राइट ऑन वन नोट, सो राइट ऑन वन नोट, note is what, if we move from pole to equator, then the value of acceleration due to gravity will decreases. Fine. If we move from pole to equator, the value of gravity will decreases. अच्छा, vice versa is what? If we move from equator to pole, minimum to maximum, it means the value of gravity will increase. Fine. I hope this concept is clear to you. Okay, students, as you know that we have the formula of gravity, that G is equals to mgm upon r square. So this formula is not applicable inside the earth. Fine. You have to remember this thing. This formula is applicable on the surface or above the surface, not inside the surface. Fine. So as you know that on the surface, बच्चे, the value of acceleration due to gravity is maximum. Fine. On the surface, the value of acceleration due to gravity is maximum, and we will suppose that the value of acceleration due to gravity is g on the surface. As we move upside, means as we move above the surface of the earth, it means the value of r will increase. It become r plus s. जैसे जैसे ऊपर जाएंगे height increase होती जाएगी. Fine. It means formula will become like this: gm is upon r plus h to the whole square. gm upon r plus h to the whole square. Fine. It means denominator will increase. Denominator will increase. Then the value of gravity should be g dash. The value of gravity should be g dash here. I am taking above the surface of the earth, which is the value of gravity should be g dash. So the value of g dash is equals to gm upon r plus h to the whole square. And as you know that the value of g is what? Gm upon r square. It means here denominator is smaller, but here denominator is greater, which implies बच्चे g dash is less than the value of g at the surface. Fine. ये चीज आपको याद रखनी पड़ेगी, that the value of g dash बच्चे क्या होगी, that is smaller than the value of g at surface. ठीक है, इतनी बात समझ में आई. It means as we move above the surface of the earth, the value of gravity should decrease. क्या होगी बच्चे, decrease होगी. On the surface of the earth, we know the value 9.8 meter per second square approximately. But inside, बच्चे, inside the surface of the earth, this formula is not valid, applicable. Fine. This formula is applicable on the surface and above the surface. Fine. So inside the surface again. So it means if as we at first, so I will discuss the case of above. कैसे? जैसे ऊपर को जा रहे हैं बच्चे, the value of g will decrease. Fine. Similarly, as we move inside the surface, बच्चे, the value of g again decreases. It means suppose as we go inside, it means gravity inside should be less than the value of g. ठीक है, same as above the surface. So above the surface भी value of g decrease होती जाएगी, inside the surface भी value of g decrease होती जाएगी. अच्छा, fourth question. So a point is clear. Above the surface of the earth, the value of g is smaller than the value of g at the surface. Okay, at the surface we have value as g. अच्छा, inside the surface value of g decreases. Fine. अच्छा, at the center बच्चे, this r becomes 0. It means the value of gravity is equals to 0. It means at the center of the earth, the value of acceleration due to gravity is 0. So this is all the variations of acceleration due to gravity with radius and with height. So first case is what? First case is what? The value of gravity will varies from radius to radius. Fine. Radius of the equator to the radius of the pole, the value of g will changes. So at pole, the value of g is maximum. As we come from pole to equator, the value of g will decrease. Fine. So as compared to height, as we go upside, value of g decreases. अंदर जाएंगे तभी भी value of g decrease होगी. On the surface, value of g is what? 9.8. At the center, the value of g is 0. So this all about acceleration due to gravity.